Imagine leaving everything behind to follow a man you just met on the shores of a lake. This is the moment when ordinary lives are transformed into extraordinary missions. Today, we explore how Jesus calls his first disciples and what that means for us today. In the New Testament, the story of Jesus begins to unfold, revealing a teacher, healer, and savior who looks for followers among the everyday people of his time. Today, we focus on a pivotal moment in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 18 to 22. In this passage, we witness the calling of Jesus' first disciples, ordinary fishermen who become leaders of faith. This calling extends beyond their time. It invites each of us into a broader, extraordinary mission alongside Christ. Join me as we dive into this remarkable invitation. Setting the scene in Galilee, we find ourselves alongside the Sea of Galilee, a vibrant hub of trade and fishing. The air is filled with the sounds of waves lapping against the shore and nets being cast. It's a typical day for Simon Peter and his brother Andrew, who labored diligently, casting nets into the water. These men are not religious leaders. They are humble fishermen living day by day, just trying to make a living. Then, in the midst of this ordinary routine, Jesus arrives. He walks along the shore, his presence radiating authority and grace. He sees Simon and Andrew, calling out to them with an invitation that would change their lives forever. "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Imagine the scene, the shock of leaving behind their livelihood, their families, and the familiarity of their lives. Yet something in Jesus' voice compels them to respond. They immediately drop their nets and follow him. In the next breath, he finds James and John, the sons of Zebedee, mending their nets in a boat. Jesus invites them with the same appeal, and, without hesitation, they leave their father and their work to join him. This moment reflects a profound shift from everyday life to a divine calling. It emphasizes that Jesus doesn't choose the elite or scholars for his mission, but instead invites ordinary people, showing that he sees potential where others might not. As these fishermen say yes to Jesus, we are reminded that this calling isn't solely for those in biblical times. Every believer today is part of this ongoing invitation. The disciples' willingness to leave their old lives challenges us to consider what we might need to let go of in order to follow Jesus more fully and faithfully. Let's dive deeper into the significance of this calling. Jesus choosing fishermen as his disciples is no mere coincidence. These men lived in a world shaped by hard work, discipline, and patience, qualities essential for the mission he lays ahead of them. In their fishing lives, they learned to labor long hours, often with few immediate rewards. This mirrors the nature of spiritual discipleship, where patience and perseverance are key. Notice how Jesus begins his call, "Follow me." This invitation is both simple and profound. To follow someone means to trust them, to be willing to walk in their footsteps. Here, Jesus is not just asking them to join him on a journey, he is inviting them to partake in his ministry, to become active participants in spreading the good news of God's kingdom. Moreover, the phrase, "I will make you fishers of men," signifies a transformation from their former roles as fishermen to leaders of a faith community. It reveals that Jesus sees their true potential and purpose beyond their immediate circumstances. It underscores that the work of discipleship is not merely about personal piety. It is about engaging with others, casting nets of love and faith into the world to draw people closer to God. This powerful moment teaches us that no one is too ordinary or unworthy to be called by God. Each of us has a role in God's story, regardless of our backgrounds or life experiences. Jesus was not looking for perfection, but rather hearts willing to be molded and shaped for his purpose. As followers of Christ today, we are called to reflect on what it means to answer his call in our own lives. What might Jesus be asking us to leave behind? In our fast-paced, distracted world, he invites us into a deeper relationship, encouraging us to trust him fully as we step into our unique calling. So how can we apply this calling in our lives today? Firstly, it starts with listening. Just as Jesus calls the first disciples, he is calling each of us. Are we attentive to his voice amid the busyness of life? It may not come in an audible way, but it often arises in quiet moments of reflection or in the nudges of our hearts. We must cultivate an openness to the direction he desires for us. Secondly, we need to understand that following Jesus involves action. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, just as the disciples did. What comfort zone are you being called to leave behind? Whether it's embracing a new ministry, extending forgiveness, or reaching out to someone in need, each small step matters in advancing God's kingdom. Lastly, remember that our calling is best lived out in community. The disciples didn't go on their journey alone. They had one another for support, encouragement, and accountability. Finding a community where we can share our joys and struggles helps us grow and thrive in our faith walk. Jesus transforms ordinary into extraordinary, both for the first disciples and for you today. Remember that you are not merely a spectator in God's story, you are a key player in a bigger narrative. Embrace that invitation and let your life shine brightly for others to see. As we conclude, let us reflect on the call of the first disciples and the profound truth that Jesus invites each of us into a journey of purpose and mission. The fishermen left their nets, representing all they knew, to follow him. What might you need to leave behind? Remember, it doesn't require being extraordinary. All it takes is a willing heart. I invite you to explore this further. What steps can you take to answer Jesus' call in your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if it inspired you and subscribe to GGL for more uplifting content. Together, let's answer this extraordinary call and shine the light of Christ in the world.